Thanks a lot for staying with us. All right, to the papers right away now, starting off with The Nation. Halt Lukarawa's invasion now. Senate challenges military. Sets a step-up fight against terrorists. Acting Chief of Army Staff orders soldiers. And other stories there read, just up above the masthead, alleged $35 million fraud. Simbi Wabote in EFCC custody. His passport also seized. NICOM orders insurance firms to clear outstanding claims next month. APC, Osho APC yet to zone 2026 governorship ticket. And on the minimum wage is 75,000 naira in Osun State, 70,000 in Bauchi. Next is the Blueprint newspaper. Tinubu sacks Nnamdi Azikiwe Varsity Council, VC registrar, says Oye-Ekiti, Lokoja Federal Varsities Leadership, OK's Oye-Ekiti, Lokoja Federal Varsities Leadership change. Now, beyond Tinubu's policies, North must evaluate its leaders. Arewa Consultative Forum says there as well, it floats the ACF radio station to amplify region's voice. Lokman nominated for Syria Forward of the Year. That's also on the Blueprint. Let's check out the first newspaper now. First News says, Senate raises alarm over influx of terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso. On the 4.64 billion naira controversy, aid demands accountability from Fashola, former Minister of Works, and not Umahi. FCCPC uncovers substandard unregistered sugar in Nigerian markets. 400 million naira alleged fraud. Court approves Andy Uba, two others arraignment. Wike, others. Sean Rivers panel on arson killings. Diaspora voting bill scales second reading. And this report here reveals Nigerian children suffer poverty more than adults, says federal government. Nigerian News Direct now. Imported low-quality sugar can cause blindness and other health implications. FCCPC warns. NNPC Limited unveils Utakpate crude grade to global market. Right, Lagos spent over 700 million naira to empower 2,344 vulnerable residents in 2024. On the front page of the Punch now, Tinubu set to name envoys as ministry posts consular officers. Consular officers deployed to embassies in Spain, Malaysia, Brazil, and other countries with concerns raised over the state of Nigeria's missions abroad. Lucky Ayedatiwa, governor-elect Ondo State, gets certificate. Court to decide PDP suit against deputy. Court orders police to employ 22,000 constabularies. U.S.-based Nigerian jailed 6 years for $6 million bribery scam. NBA, the Nigerian bar, backs Senate over sack of CCT chair Danladi Umar, and bank chiefs lobby presidency over 1 trillion naira forex gain. Finally, with me is this Nigeria disco's activities threat to economy, reps declare, as they urge FG to categorize them as non-state actors. Massive road development in FCT will ease food transport, says Minister. Jigawa tanker explosion claims 209 lives, injured 99. That's from a report. Also, the story that we brought you earlier, Senate approves sack of conduct, tribunal chair over alleged misconduct. Ibrahim.
Right, first with me here is the Daily Trust newspaper. Reps ask discos to raise investment to 500 billion naira or exit. Say they are threats to economic stability, welfare of Nigerians. ACF to Tinubu, your economic policies impoverishing Nigerians. And then Senate asks Tinubu to replace Umar as CCT chair over misconduct. Several injured as secondary school students clash in Kwara. Terrorists using girls as suicide bombers, sex slaves. 209 died from Jigawa tanker explosion, as according to ProPanel. Next is Nigerian Tribune. Will back northern candidates in 2027. ACF faults Tinubu's policies as they relate to northern region. You see that on page 4. Senate removes Umar as CCT chairman. FCCPC uncovers substandard sugar in markets, warns consumers. WAEC bans 13 schools in Kogi for examination malpractices. Why Damagum met with PDP state chairman. No crisis in main opposition party. Imo chairman saying that. Federal government to appeal court's judgment allowing seizure of $25 million over Ogun Trade Zone dispute. Next is Daily Independent. PDP crisis. North Central disunity may push Damagum to complete Ayu's tenure. Party's governors to meet Saturday to take decision ahead of NEC meeting. Capitalization. SEC says banks have raised 1.7 trillion naira through e-offering. Senate asks Tinubu to sack Danladi Umar as CCT chairman. Above the masthead, FCCPC raises the alarm over substandard sugar brands in markets. Next is New Telegraph newspaper. Insecurity. North under siege. People may be alive to reap reforms benefits. That's according to ACF. PDP Damagum rallies state chairman support ahead November 28th NEC. Federal government sacks Unizik Governing Council. New VC registrar. Then Group Life reps probe 30 billion naira unsettled insurance claims. Boost for Nigeria as NNPC Limited's crude oil grade hits global market. Next is Leadership newspaper. Senate asks Tinubu to sack Danladi Umar as CCT chairman. Will back northern candidate in 2027. That's according to ACF. Says Nigeria under attack. Makes case for self-defense amid insecurity. Aidatiwa deputy received certificates of return. 209 died in Jigawa tanker explosion. That's according to reports. Bauchi governor approves 70,000 naira minimum wage. Niger gets 4,502 Hajj seeds. Pegs fare at 8.4 million naira. Kano children seek improved security in schools. Next is the Hope newspaper. Gubapo, Ondo governor, deputy receives certificates of return as Aidatiwa vows to fulfill pre-election promises. We conducted credible, peaceful, conclusive election. That's according to INEC. 108 confirmed cases of Mpox recorded in Nigeria. Red Cross. Tinubu swaps Foye. Federal University Lokoja's pro-chancellors. Senate raises the alarm as terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso invade Nigeria. Federal government earmarks 102 billion naira to safeguard schools. This is according to the minister. Next is Salient Times newspaper. Why I'm passionate about good governance in Ogun. Adebutu accuses that Abiodun of misappropriating 204 billion naira local government funds. Your allegation is a ranting of a drowning man. Abiodun replies Adebutu. Senate sacks Danladi Umar as chairman, CCT. I'm done. Chidinma additional quits pageantry. Accidental discharge kills man, injures others as police soldier clash in Ebonyi. Next is Platform Times. Virgin Islands court approves $25 million seizure from Nigeria in Ogun State zone dispute. Adebutu accuses Abiodun of tampering with 204 billion naira local government fund. Government denies allegation. Special report how Nigeria lost 4 trillion naira lives to climate change in 5 years. Investigation. Kogi threatens sanctions as WAEC bans 13 schools. Blacklist 14 supervisors for exam malpractice. And the federal government, state, local government areas share 1.4 trillion naira in October as VAT revenue rises by 14%. Vanguard newspaper is next. Terrorist from Mali, Burkina Faso in northwest Niger State, Senate. Import license, Dangote refineries sued, incompetent, NNPCL tells court. Epileptic power, reps demand 500 billion naira capital base for discos. Next is this Nigeria newspaper. FARC disburses 1.41 trillion naira October revenue as Federation account grosses 2.668 trillion naira. ACF, Tinubu's policies insensitive. They've worsened Arewa people's poor conditions. Chinese embassy pays courtesy visit to Senate leadership. New FPSO targets 100,000 barrels per day output. Lukarawa lauds NNPC for driving oil growth. The Guardian newspaper is next. Naira plunge stalls. Federal government states capital projects spikes cost by 75%. And then Senate sacks CCT chairman Danladi Umar. Bills on diaspora voting, mineral exploration funding scale second reading. Next is, and last but not least, is the Nation Sport Alive. Galatasaray coach Osimhen better than Haaland. Isaac tops Arsenal's wish list. Slot offload Becca Kelleher in 2025. Shola out. Ajibade in. Nadoze. And then nominated for goalkeeper of the year. Arsenal plots move for Gula. And then we have saying talks with Bayern over new deal. That's about it for the newspapers up for review.
All right, Ibrahim, those are the papers. Of course,